Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to talk about the changes in the PMI-CP certificate, Construction Professional. There is a lot of changes that PMI added to this certificate, and in today's video I'm going to explain all these changes in a very simple way so you keep up with all the things that took place with this certificate. So later at the end of the video, I'm going to explain as well why these changes took place. So keep watching till the end of the video. All right, so the changes are in the names, in the eligibility criteria, in the exam content outline, and in the exam itself. So we will start one by one and checking all these changes. And we first check the changes in the names. So I will explain to you what are the old names and the new names. Okay. So here is the old name, PMI-CP, Construction Professional in Built Environment Projects. So the PMI dropped all built environment words. So the name of the certificate becomes PMI Construction Professional. That's it. And same for all the modules that you will need to take in order to pass this certificate. So here the PMI changed the name here from Built Environment Project Communication Pro to Construction Project Communication. And here is same, Scope and Change Order Management in the Built Environment. They dropped this and it becomes Construction Scope and Change Order Management. Same here, Contract and Risk Management in the Built Environment. It becomes Construction. And here, Interface Management in the Built Environment. They also dropped this and it becomes Construction. Here, Interface Management. Same here, Built Environment Technology and Innovation Pro. They dropped Built Environment and Pro here and becomes Construction Technology and Innovation. And here, Construction Performance and Material Management. And here, Construction Execution Planning. And they drop it in the built environment. So this is the first change. They tried to make it simple by removing in built environment project, maybe many people working in the construction industry. And this term is maybe a bit technical. So people know more construction rather than built environments. So that's why PMI tried to make it more generic and more, let's say, user-friendly to use the construction instead of built environment. So this is the change number one, which is the change in names. Then the second change is in the eligibility criteria. So let me explain. First, in order to take the PMI-CP, you need to take all these modules. You buy them one by one and pass these micro-credentials. These micro-credentials is nothing more than a small test with 60 to 75 questions. And these questions are directly related to the modules. And they are simple questions, let's say, direct simple questions. Not that simple, they need preparation, but it's simpler than the final exam, let's say. So before, you need to follow this one, all of them, and also pass these exams. And once you do that, you apply for PMI-CP and take it. Okay. Now the new change is that you don't need all these modules. You only need these modules on the left side. Okay. So you need to take only these 4 in order to apply for the PMI-CP, in addition to passing 1 micro-credential. So the big change here is that you don't need the 7 modules, only you need 4 modules and 1 micro-exam instead of 3 micro-credentials. Okay, so this is a change, and obviously you can notice that the scope of the exam has been reduced, which means the exam is simpler and it will take less time than before. So PMI said that if you take these 4, you take the micro-credential, you can apply for PMI-CP and take the exam, and you will be certified as CP, construction professional. All right, so now we have seen the changes in the names, the changes in the eligibility criteria, and how from taking 7 courses or 7 modules to now only 4 to take the exam. In addition here to 3 years of experience. So it's still 3 years, there is no changes in the experience to take the PMI-CP. So now let's talk about the change in the exam content outline. And the exam content outline is the things or the tasks that you will be examined on. It's actually it was previously split into 4 domains: the contract management, strategy and scope management, stakeholder engagement, and project governance. And these are the percentage that before they are forming the exam, which means that the PMI-CP exam will have half of its questions about the contract management. You can download the ECO for free by checking the PMI-CP website. Okay, so these are the old percentage, and since the eligibility criteria and to take the exam has been changed, so logically the exam content outline will change, and that's what happened actually. The contract management, before it was 50%, now 51%, now it's 50%. They make it a little bit simpler. And the project governance here, 5%, it remains 5%. So the big change in the percentage of these domains, the strategy and scope management, before it was 29%, now it becomes 50%. And stakeholder engagement, before it was 15%, now it is 30%. Okay, so this is the new partition of the exam content outline, and this is very understandable because before the planning was part of the exam, execution planning, which is considered as a strategy and scope, as well as performance management, which is also considered as a strategy and scope. Now these parts are no longer part of the exam, so the percentage of this part has been reduced and replaced with stakeholder engagement part, and now 30% of the exam will be about stakeholder engagement. So this is the new percentages for the exam content outline. Let's move now to the 4th change for the PMI-CP, which is in the exam itself. So before, The number of questions is 170 questions. And the duration is 230 minutes, which is 3 hours and 50 minutes. Okay, this is without considering the breaks. There is 2 breaks in the exam. Each break is with 10 minutes. It will be after 76 or 77 question of the exam. So now the new change is in the number of questions, because the scope is reduced and the PMI has an intent to make it simpler. So they have reduced the number of questions from 170 to 120 questions. So 50 questions are removed from the exam, and the duration remains the same. So they dropped 50 questions and duration remains the same, which means 3 hours, 50 minutes, which means that you have plenty of time to finish all the questions. So for the 120, and I think that since we have 2 breaks, if we split this by 3 parts, you will take 40 questions, then it will be a break here, then 40 questions, then it will be break, then 40 questions. So we have 2 breaks, one after 40 questions and another after 40 other questions. If they remain the 2 breaks in the exam, I think they will remain it, because the duration is still very long, which is 3 hours, 50 minutes here. All right, so this is the change in the exam. So obviously the exam is easier now, and if you are hesitating about whether to take or not the exam, this is a good opportunity, because we don't know in the future, maybe PMI changed their mind and reduce the duration or change or add some other scope. So it's your chance now to take the exam. I would like now to take about why all these changes. Many people are thinking this certificate is new, so why PMI introduced these changes early on? So for the information, this certificate is introduced in 2022, and since then it has maybe 1.5 years or almost 2 years, and the number of people is just in 31 of October it was 76 people certified. I think by now maybe 100 people certified. So in 2 years 100 people are certified is considered a very small number for PMI, and I think this is the first reason that pushed them to change the process to make it simpler and to push people to take the certificate. So if I consider, let me remove this part. Okay, so if I consider these are the reasons for people not taking the certificate, I'd consider that 50% is because of the fragmentation of the process. So people, in order to take the PMI-CP, before they have to go through 7 modules, take 3 micro-credentials, then apply for the exam, then prepare and take the exam. So it's a long process, it's a fragmented process. Each time they have to buy a module and they have to take some exams, etc. So it's a very long process. So PMI, I think, responded to this problem by reducing here the number of the courses to 4 and the number of micro-credential to 1. Only communication now. So they have reduced the fragmentation, let's say, to 25%. But still, still there is some fragmentation in the process, because each time you need to take the certificate one by one, you need to complete this, it's not like one shot. You buy just one course, you take one exam, and that's it. PMP, for instance, is simpler. You just take one course, take the 35 contact hours, and that's it. You apply for the exam and you take the PMP. I think this is part of the problem that PMI-CP witnessed so far. I think these other 50% why the PMI-CP did not get as many certified people so far is the distribution channel, let's say. Distribution channel. So what I mean by distribution channel, because in the PMP, we have here ATP or any training center. They reach out to people here, and the people, they get certified through PMI. Okay, so these centers train people, and people then go back and take the exam with the PMI. For the PMI-CP, the ATPs and the training centers are still not, let's say, clear about the process, because people, they have to take courses with the PMI directly, so they are like confused what their role is. If I train people with the PMI-CP, do these people need also to follow the course with PMI and pay for the exam with PMI? So their role is still not clear, and I got many requests from training centers asking what is the process. So I think the distribution channel, by PMI creating this process to reach out to people directly and tell them, take my courses to take the PMI-CP. So the training centers and the trainers around the world are a bit confused what their involvement will be. And I think this is part of the problem why PMI-CP did not get distributed very appropriately in the world. Being certified CP, I really loved the content. There is a lot of information and a lot of stuff that construction professionals are really in use for, but I think we should see more people get certified in the future based on the new changes to the certificate, and hopefully PMI also address this confusion of the many instructors and training centers around the world, so people can get the benefit of this new certificate. Hopefully this video is explaining the changes. If you have any questions, please put your comments in the comment box of this video, or reach out to me on my website. I will put the link in the description box.